And welcome to another episode of DIOTALK. I'm Dio. Let's talk. My guest of the evening is the star of the brand new movie called Bonds of Grief. She's a talented actress. Ladies and gentlemen, give a warm welcome to Zuli Elizabeth. Welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to talk to you. I've been wanting to have you on the show for quite some time, but schedule and just life happens. I'm happy you're here. Um, I was honored to watch the movie Bonds of Grief much earlier than everybody else, and I must say, you stole the show in my opinion.
Oh my gosh, thank you for that. That is so exciting to hear because I haven't seen any of it. I haven't seen any of it yet. That's common for actors. We don't get to see the product until it's the time to see it.
Yeah,
So thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that you enjoyed my performance.
I did. I did. I mean, reading now the message you sent me and saying that you only been doing this for 3 years, and when I looked at the film, it felt like you've been doing it for years. So I'm not sure what's going on here, you know?
Thank you so much. I so much appreciate those words. No, it's been amazing, like meeting the right people, and the pandemic had everything to do with that. Because actually I had been an actress when I was very young in my elementary school plays, and I was always chosen for the lead. For like 4 straight years I was chosen the lead, but I don't remember that that was important to me at the time. Like I'm talking like fifth, fourth, sixth grade or something. I just remember I did it because the school was doing a play and we were all expected to be involved. But when I got to college, I did think about it and I was like, I think I do like acting. And it wasn't until college I took a class. And when I took the class, we had to pretend that we were homeless. And I really put my soul into that scene, and everyone just laughed at me in that class. And I was like, oh my gosh, I must have sucked so much that everyone thought it was funny. So I gave up on acting at that point because I let the laughter of people just kind of really discourage me. And then, like, I became a mom and I had all my kids. And then my oldest son was about to graduate from high school. And I was like, oh no, he can't graduate without me actually doing something with acting because, well, I homeschooled them. And I was like, we gotta, acting. I know I love acting. Like, I love going to theater. I love going to performances. I love going to the movies. So I decided that this is it. My son's graduating and I want him to be a part of this experience. So I decided to do A Midsummer Night's Dream, and I approached like a black box theater in Miami. And I asked them if they would let me do the play there. And they were like, yeah, we'll let you do it. And I told them it's, homeschoolers and everything. But anyway, I was able to gather a cast of about 25 to 30 people,
Wow.
kids, and it was amazing. It took us the whole year from September to May. We rehearsed, and the kids were ages like starting with like the youngest was 5 all the way up to 20, because in the homeschool world you do get a lot of mixed ages in things. And I got very blessed that the main characters of the show were extremely great actors, really great actors. And after the whole show was done and we ran it like 6 times, and like that little part of Miami raved about the show. They came up to me and they were like, Zuli, you missed your talent. Like, this is your talent. There's something about the way you did this that was amazing. Like the way you got the kids to perform. And we even had like a live, the way my son was a part of it is he's a violinist. We had a
Oh,
live
nice.
orchestra, like with him leading it. It was amazing. And after that, I was like, you know what? I don't think I want to be a director again. I would like to be an actress. That was like 7 years ago that I had that thought. So I don't want to talk too long. I don't know if you want me to keep going, but I could tell you how I then finally got into it, or we could talk about something else.
No, let's go. I want to hear your story. Don't be shy now. Let it all out. I want to hear it. This is
Okay.
why I created this platform. I want to hear people like yourself. I want to hear your story.
Well, I'm here to inspire anybody that's over the age of 40, let's say, that it's never too late. Okay. But what it took for me to actually believe in pursuing my dream was the pandemic. Nothing
Mm.
less than the whole world shutting down and all of Hollywood shutting down. And me realizing, oh my gosh, like this is the first time I think in the history of the universe that all of Hollywood and New York and everybody shuts down. I mean, what's this world coming to? And like, am I ever going to be an actress if I don't do it now? Like, what's going to happen? I mean, it was very uncertain times. So I had gotten into Instagram in my mid 40s. Okay, I don't care. I'm going to date myself here because I'm really here to inspire people who feel like they've let time go and it's too late. Anyway, I meet my cousins from Colombia and they're like, Instagram is the greatest thing there ever was. And I look at their Instagram pages and I'm like, I love Instagram. And I get into it and I wanted to really do it. So I looked for an ad where I found a museum, like an art gallery in New York that needed a social media coordinator.
Got it.
And I had never really done Instagram, but that's what they needed. But I knew I loved Instagram. So I volunteered and I was like, I want to do it. And they were like, well, what would you do to improve our page? And I told them what I thought I would improve. And I do have a journalist background, so maybe that helped in some way. But anyway, what I'm telling you is like just throwing myself into things and not being scared. I ended up being their social media specialist or whatever manager for a whole year. And I would go out there once a month and I would cover their big once a month events. And the page was awesome and everybody loved it. And everybody said, Zuli, you're so good at Instagram. Like maybe you want to study this and keep going with this and make this a career or something. But it just gave me a lot of, I got in touch with a lot of artists and creative people because I was in the gallery and because I was doing the social media for them. And when the pandemic happened, everybody came to social media, like everybody. And I cannot ever say enough about social media. Like I am that person that would say, we need Facebook, we need Instagram, we need TikTok, we need it all. We need media because it is a type of media. And I don't look at it as like that it's bad for our society. Like some people say, oh, it's addictive, this and that. Yeah, you have to learn to manage it. But it is a door. It is the door to so many things. And then what I'm saying is really important because what happened was I decided, well, how can I have a presence on Instagram? And I decided, you know what? I'm going to have an inspirational page and it's going to be called Dream with Princess Zuli. Princess Zuli because that was my email address. Anyway, but Dream because I was living a dream by doing social media. So then Dream with Princess Zuli, every day I would create a post that was inspirational in some way. And I posted every single day for like 8 months. And this attracted, the energy of that page attracted the best things into my life, including my acting coach, who is Faith Hibbs Clark. Faith Hibbs Clark is Emma Stone's first coach. She coached her for like 4 or 5 years. She loved the message of my page so much that she started following me. And then we became friends, just casual friends. I didn't know who she was. And, you know, I didn't know she was that kind of important in the social, in the art world and over there in Hollywood and all that. But anyway, she, oh yeah, I'm an acting coach, but, you know, I just have a studio over here in New Mexico. And if you ever want to come and take classes with me. Oh yeah, I want to be an actress, but I don't know when I can get out there. Well, because of the pandemic, she decided to go completely shut down the brick and mortar school that she had, and she became an online acting coach. And this opened up the world for me to be able to join her school. And it was just coincidence and also just positive energy. Like I really believe in positive energy. And I had read How to Think and Grow Rich during the pandemic, and I had decided that I would share that with the world because I thought it was such a powerful message of hope for all of us suffering so much through the pandemic. And I had this gladiator costume and I put on my gladiator costume and I had a little bird. He's really so cute. And every day for like 6 months, or not 6 months, I would say maybe 4 months, I got dressed up as this a gladiator and I, with my bird, did a reading or a sharing of How to Think and Grow Rich. I mean, the energy and the vibe of that, and I did it from my kitchen. So you don't need a professional stage and you don't need anything more than the desire to do what you're going to do. And then you just do it. So I had like the space of like this little wall in my kitchen that was the only blank wall. And I had, you know, my little tripod that was just a ring light. Anyway, this attracted the attention of a really important lady named Andrea Schultz, who had herself made a version of How to Think and Grow Rich for real in Hollywood, like the movie that came out, How to Think and Grow Rich. So when she saw me doing that, it was a connection for me with her. Like her out in Hollywood doing that famous movie, but me in my little kitchen in like Pennsylvania, just, I mean, it makes me want to cry. Like just wanted to inspire the world that, hey, everything looks like it's going to end, but we can learn how to think and grow rich. Like we can learn how to do this, you know. So it was really a wonderful thing. Like it was the most special time. And then the social media thing gets better. So then after that, I was like, how do I, like, I'm just a stay-at-home mom for 25 years. And how do I meet more the right people in my area? Like, how do I've already connected with people from far away and gotten their attention and they know me and I know them. But how do I actually meet people during a pandemic when no one wants to meet anyone? It's too scary to go say hi to anyone. And all the schools were shut down and everything. And I get on Facebook, and how did I meet Tony? Tony Jones. I met Tony Jones because Dylan Mooney. Now these names are all important. If you guys are listening, you got to look up Dylan Mooney on Facebook, and you got to follow the page that he founded called Rehearsal Trade for Actors. Okay, something like that. But Dylan Mooney opens up this page where he is trying to provide a service for actors to connect with actors to read for each other. And then from that, he develops an app that can be used for that purpose. But the page on Facebook is free. And it becomes like the coolest place to network. And you can just go on that page and there'll be a post. Like there'll be 5 to 10 posts per day where people will be saying, hey, I'm looking for a reader. Can someone read with me today? So I was like, this is going to give me a chance to
That's
actually.
awesome, by the way. That's awesome. That's a great idea.
I am so sorry that I'm going,
No,
and
no, no. I'm listening. Don't you worry. But what you're saying, what he developed was a great idea. So like, if that helped you to develop yourself, that's freaking amazing.
it was because at that point I hadn't taken any classes with Faith because she's very expensive, and I hadn't had any acting classes. And this was the one way that I knew that from my kitchen, and being kind of trapped in the house, I could connect with actors. And so I started reading for actors on there and just seeing, and I came across some extremely professional people. Like you could just see their backgrounds and everything was so professional. And you just made friendships. And that's how one day Tony Jones, who's a great actor, met me, and I needed him to read for me for a role that I wanted to apply for, my first ever role that I actually decided I'm going to apply for. I'm going to audition for. And he read for me, and he just really liked my vibe, and we became friends. Next thing I know, he told me, I've been away from acting for 20 years and I'm just getting back into it. And within 6 months, this man had like 10 projects. He was becoming so big in this area. And I was like, I have to know how he went in 6 months and just like has 10 movies and he's on shows and he's on everything. Like, what did he do that I've been trying to do for a year now or so, and I haven't even done one audition? And I was like, I'm gonna interview him on New Year's Eve. I'm gonna ask him if he wants to be interviewed, if he wants to, and I want to congratulate him, and I want to hear all about how he did that. So on New Year's Eve, he agreed, and we met, and I interviewed him just like you're interviewing me. And I just asked him, and tell us your secret. How did you do this? So then he says, I'm going to be in a movie called Room Service. And if you want, I'll ask the director if you can just join us by Zoom. Like this is all by Zoom.
Okay.
So far, nothing's ever happened in person with anyone. But my career is actually growing like from home. It's really an amazing thing. So then I said, yeah, if the director will let me sit in the meeting and just watch, I'd be so grateful because I've never seen an actual rehearsal with a director or anything. So he was like, okay. So I show up to the thing on a night like this with my little phone and my little ring light and everything. And the one of the actors doesn't show. And so they're like, can you read her part? So I read her part and they liked me a lot for it. And they said, we want you to have this part. So that's how I got my first role
Nice.
in room service.
Nice. Congratulations.
I got that from just being willing and showing up and then, and then that's how that led me to meeting Zay because Zay knew those people. He knew James Williams and somehow those people, somebody from that ended up like inviting me to be just background for one of their movies, and Zay was there, and I was just background in like an audience. We were like a theater audience, and we were just sitting there as theater audience. And Zay was helping out that day with the shoot, and I was like, oh, let me just meet him, because I've heard about him actually. And then and then with Zay, it's just been really fun auditioning for his projects. And if it wasn't for Zay, I mean, like it's with Zay that I've grown in my acting career. I've done all my movies so far have been with Zay, except for room service.
Nice. Shout out to Zay. I love Zay, man. He Zay gives a lot of people opportunities, but it's like you said, you got to show up. That's like 99% of the times all you have to do is show up.
Absolutely.
How
Just
is
show.
yeah, no, continue.
No, go ahead. What were you gonna ask me?
I wanted to ask you, like, how was given that whole experience that in a nutshell that you gone through, like when it came to now doing Bonds of Grief, like how was that experience the first time you were presented with the script?
So he said to me a long time ago, like a year ago, I'm thinking of writing this film and it's gonna be like about, someone losing their relative, their mother. And I think it'd be really nice if you and Lisa were in it because by then Lisa had become a part of it, of our circle. I think when we did Before the Breakup, she came into
Hmm.
that movie. And both me and Lisa were like, that would be amazing. Like we would love to do that. And he sent us like a 5-page script.
Okay.
And it was just like a couple of scenes. And he was like, it's gonna be really nice. It's gonna be a short. So, but then he said, like, I'm gonna take a break. I need to take a break. And so I'm not sure when I'm gonna film it. But at that point, all we knew was it was about like 6 pages or something. It
Got
was
it.
a
You know what's crazy? Your chemistry with Miss Sullivan, Lisa, uh, it's so amazing and it's so heartwarming. Like I was talking to your co-star, uh, is Lisa as
Eileen,
well? Eileen,
Eileen
right?
Sullivan. Mm-hmm.
So no, not the one that plays your mom.
Oh,
Your other
oh,
co-star.
Lisa Tobias.
So
Lisa Tobias.
I had her on the show like not too long ago, and I was telling her how I was watching it. I was watching the film, and at that time it's bedtime, so I'm basically rocking my son to sleep in a sense. He's rubbing his back because children, sometimes it's difficult for them to fall asleep. And seeing you and the lady who plays your mom, that chemistry, like it was like, oh my God, it made me so emotional. Like I connected that right there and then. And
Mm,
you guys' chemistry is like, it was amazing. It was like it convinced me that if it was reality, that's your mom and you're her daughter.
hmm That was very real. Like honestly, what we felt while we were filming was very real. Um, there was no part of that wasn't real. Like it's just something that can happen when you've got the right role and that's the role that's meant for you because you something in your life brings that experience to you. And she's just an amazing actress. I mean, she's just really amazing. She was such a wonderful mom in that movie for me. I mean, it was so easy to like warm up to her. And actually, the day we met, because I hadn't met her until this film, when we met at this like gathering that they had for all of us at the beginning, she came right up to me and gave me a big warm hug. And I was like, you know what? This is not going to be hard at all. It's just like something magical that happens sometimes when you're on set with somebody, and like, but I don't think it always happens, but it did happen with her and Lisa. Like the three of us, me with each of them, it
Hmm.
just was natural, like natural.
Was it Mr. Bias, like reading those lines with her? Because see, like in that scene when you're in the cemetery, like she says something along the line like grief is just love with no place to go. Like did that, like for me, it got me, like it gave me something in my throat. I was like, damn, that's
Mhm.
deep. Like was it that same experience for you?
Yeah, absolutely. Her lines are very meaningful, very beautiful, and the reason I can relate to them is because I lost my dad 5 years ago, and I lost a
Oh,
sister
wow.
for like 5 months ago. And she's completely right. Those lines were very well written by Steve Meredith. Because grief is like love with no place to go. I mean, you just love these people and they're no longer in your life, and you can't really give them that love, and it just hurts so bad. So the line is just perfect, but the way that Lisa delivers them is stunning. She does it so beautifully. Like, yeah. Just I think Zay cast us really well, like very
Yeah,
perfectly.
he has an amazing eye for those things.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And Lisa has had her own experience also this year losing a friend. And I mean, I think we were just in the right place and the right time
Yes.
to do this movie.
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
I totally agree. Any expectations, like like this movie's dropping May 25th, right? Like what's your like, are you eager is there any scene you're eager to see? Like, I mean, because I know you're excited.
I'm very excited. I'm extremely excited about the premiere. But let's see. Of all the scenes, I think I'm very interested in seeing the kitchen scene when I confront Eileen, like, and how that all looks. And I confront her, but then I cry with her. I think that scene is. I'm really looking forward to it, seeing how it
Well, it
looks.
does it does not disappoint, I'll tell you that much.
That is
How
great.
how was it for you to prepare for this role? Like, because you like, I know you practice with others, but then like it comes to a point that you're like coming to terms that this is your role now, and you're reading and you're reading and you know the story. Like, how was that for you?
Very difficult. This is a very difficult role to play, and I was coached for all my scenes. I paid money to be coached for all my scenes,
Mm,
and I'm like proud to say that. I mean, like you have to invest, you have to invest into this,
yes.
and I have the best coaches. I have Faith Hibbs Clark, who I told you coached Emma Stone, and then I also have another person that I work with, Rachel, and oh my gosh, I'm forgetting her last name right this second, but both of them are amazing coaches. And that's how I work. I like to work out the scene, and even though I know that the director might change it and probably will, I like to have already made choices and come up with those choices to present to the cast and the director. And then in the moment he might change it. But it's really good to show up with already knowing what you want to do. Like, so, but to do that, you have to spend the time. You have to spend the time. And I rehearsed a lot for them. And I rehearsed a lot with not with those cast members. I rehearsed on my own with my coaches or with my kids or with my friends. But to bring that grief really to make it vivid and like real, um, it's not easy. I'm telling you, it's a challenge.
No, I can imagine. I can imagine the whole movie. The what I liked about the film is like it sends out a message, and it's a message that the world uh is in need of. Right? I think like like the ending, there's a circle, and where you have a couple of people just sharing their points of view with regards grieving, different types of grieving, right? So I think I really enjoyed this movie. It really connected with me, and
That
the
is so.
massive talent as well. You guys are tremendous. So much potential.
Thank you so much. I love the way that the writer and Zay made sure to present grief, the source of grief can be so different, yet we can all connect on that shared pain, because the pain is the same. It's real. It's this, even if we express it differently, but the bottom line is humans can have very deep pain, and the way to get through it is to have others that we can relate to, that we can share with, that we can experience it with. Otherwise, it can be very consuming and destructive.
Yes,
Um,
I agree.
so yeah, I really love the message of the movie. It's so encouraging and so beautiful. Like wonderful. It's a wonderful movie that it was made, and we were all commenting. We don't think there's a lot of movies about this specific topic that address it.
Yes, yes. I was like I said, I had Mr. Bias a couple of days ago, and I discussed that same concept, and we're like, movies like this are not they're not gonna push forward in the box office because it's not money making. But there's so much uh there's so much needed in the world with a movie like this. Like you don't know who's going through something. And a movie like this that can help them go through whatever they're going through.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's about mental health,
Hmm.
and it's about that, it's in our society, we always want to look good. We want to show our best sides, but this movie focuses on the difficult side of being a human,
Hmm.
and and it ends up being a beautiful thing because it's so real.
No, I agree. And kudos to all of you for doing an incredible job and putting yourself out there, which is essential to continue talking about mental health, but also continue creating amazing films like this one.
I'm so looking forward to any other, projects that Zay produces. They're always wonderful. He's a wonderful director. He's extremely professional. It's really a pleasure to be on one of
Yes.
Zay's sets. So I recommend him for actors to audition for him in his projects because he's wonderful to work with. But yeah, good stories like this need to be told.
I agree.
Definitely.
This is considered drama, right?
Mm.
The other movies you've been in, have there been different genders or drama as
Yeah,
well?
yeah. Well, The Couple Next Door was like a detective, like a suspense and
Mm,
detective kind of murder mystery. And then Before the Breakup also dealt with a little bit, it was a drama and it dealt with mental health for sure. But Ciegas was wonderful. Cita Ciegas for me was like the best thing that ever happened. I was only supposed to be on set as a background girl working out in the gym,
mm.
but like two or three people didn't show up and they changed the story and they asked me, can you like improvise this character? And I ended up being like a cougar, like chasing after the guy that worked in the gym. And I just had the time of my life that day. It was so much fun because this is like something, because I do have like a very fun, loving side of me.
Hmm.
And so I love that kind of shows my range. Like I could do that, I could do this. Um, and then X was wonderful, like working with oh my gosh, why are the names escaping me? Jose, right? Jose Rodriguez. No, wait, no, that's Zay. I'm thinking of Zay. Oh my gosh. But anyway, the main actor in X, oh my gosh, he's my favorite actor. I'm sorry for getting the name. I need the name in front of me. But anyway, working on that film was really meaningful as well. Like these are movies that really hit the heart like deep. So I recommend all the movies, all of them. Like watch all of Zay's movies. They're really great.
I agree. I agree. I love that he has this cinematic eye, and he has this he definitely has a taste for drama. Like he's very good at it. Like he's done comedy as well, which are funny as well. But like I don't know I don't know how to explain it. It's something with drama that he excels, and the more he does it, uh, it gets better and better.
I
So
agree.
shout out to him.
Yes.
Is there any drama? I mean, drama, gender of movie that you really want to do?
I
Like
really
you
want
really
to
want
do
to
Yes, I really
try
want to do
out?
sci-fi where I'm like a hero of some kind, like a hero in having some kind of powers, but a strong female alien of any kind, strong female of any kind, I would love to be. I like the idea of me being like a rebel and leading like a cause against the bad guys or something.
That's
Like,
dope. I like that. I like that. Yeah. Yeah. That's dope.
so I can't wait. I can't wait. Like, come on, come to me. These roles, I really want to do them. I really do. And I also have this thing that I want to be a vampire someday in a movie. I That's another thing that I'm very interested in being. So it's all over the place for me. But I'm a dramatic actress for sure.
Mm.
Like, hmm like more than comedy or anything like that.
But that's great. At least you know what suits you more so you can develop that skill. A lot of people are just willing to do anything and everything and not find their niche or passion for what they're trying to do. So just knowing that you're going a long way.
hmm Yep, mine is drama for sure, and strong heroine roles. And even in this film, it's a strong female role. Like, in the movie allows women to really stand out in this film, and it's nice. Yeah, it's nice. So, but like, I guess like, what I want to say is like, don't let anything in the world stop you from your dreams. Like, I would tell you, I started with no money because I didn't have a job back then. I didn't have so and I also thought, that maybe I needed to be skinny, really skinny. And that was something that right away, thank God somebody told me, no, don't wait to be skinny to start acting. Like, no, um,
Mhm.
don't wait for money and don't wait to be skinny. Like, there's so much you can do without having money, without being that skinny person that maybe you want to be. Don't let those things stand in your way.
I agree. I agree. You gotta get out there. You gotta try. You gotta try. I think when it comes to that, there's a lot of misconceptions, right? Because if you're someone who's never done it before and you go out there and you feel like a failure, it's gonna want to retract you from trying it again. And I think you have to be, in order for you to be courageous, you have to feel fear. It's the only way, right? So when it
Sure,
comes to failure, you got to keep trying. It's a
absolutely.
it's a it's a process of errors and where you have to continue to develop that skill and continue to try. And I think
hmm
that's what set people apart sometimes.
hmm Absolutely, I couldn't agree with you more. Like, failure is not like a part of success, it's the way to succeed, the way to succeed.
Yes. Yes.
You have to mess up to grow and to become better. You really do. You
Yes.
have to
Yes.
learn something from what you did, so you can get better. That's
Yeah.
essential to success. And oh, I know what I like to say. I like to say, start where you're at, use what you've got, and do what you can.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
so.
Yes. Yes. That's great analogy. Yes. You have to. You have to, but also like you said earlier, you have to invest in yourself. You gotta invest in yourself. Like it's like in business, people think there's life in entrepreneurship or starting your own business. It's I'm gonna quit my 9 to 5 and start a job. No, you also there's a point where you need to fund. You know, you need to because for a business to strive, it's 3 to 5 years, and that's depending on what industry you're in. If you're in music, it takes you 5 to 10 years.
Mhm.
So like if you're working a 9 to 5, your dream is your part time. And then you keep doing it until now your dream becomes your full time, your part time becomes a full job becomes a part time until you don't have it no more. But you have to
Absolutely.
keep developing that skill. You have to continue and mastering your craft. And you gotta
Mhm.
live it. You gotta live it.
You really do. Yeah, like, I completely agree. Like, and it takes an energy of it takes its own energy and it moves. Like, things happen even if you just keep doing, like, plugging away every single day. Like, plug away, never stop. Like, whatever you can do that day to make yourself better for acting, do it.
Mm-hmm.
So that includes eat better, sleep better,
Yes. Yes.
have better friendships.
Yes.
All of this makes you a better actor, like makes you a better human, makes you a better actor. And like I value every experience. Like
Yeah.
any experience will be valuable to you as an actor. So do a lot of different things. Be alive, do things so you
Yeah.
can bring that to the table when it's
Yeah.
time.
I agree. I agree. It's like I had when someone asked me about like what would your legacy what would your legacy want to be? And I told them I'm not worried about that. That's not up to me. That's up to you, because when it comes to legacy, it's a critic thing. It's based on opinion, and I you can't worry about that. The only thing you can worry about is you keep building, because if you build it, there will come. Right now, you're a tremendous actress. You're building that history. You're doing what you love. A lot of people just build without having passion in what they're doing, right? So you're building it, and there will come. And while you're doing that, continue to live your life. Continue
Mm-hmm.
to, I guess, try to be the better version of you each and every day, knowing that you'll probably fail at it, but at least you're
Mm-hmm.
trying, right? So
Absolutely.
I guess what I'm trying to say is like haters gonna hate, lovers gonna love, and you just gotta keep doing you.
Exactly. You do
You know?
you. Stay in your lane. Don't look around too much because you can get discouraged if you compare yourself in any way
Hmm.
to anyone. That is self-defeating. Just
Yeah.
focus on you can be better for you that day.
And it's a mindset, because like the way I look at it is there was a point in my life that I used to look at people as like, he's doing this. Why am I not doing that? Instead of changing your mindset, and we're like, look at him as a source of inspiration. Look at that person. Look at him. Dissect it. See what he's doing different than you. Take that, and now you put in your arsenal and you improve. We need to be listen. The more you can attach yourself to somebody who's better than you, that you feel is better than you, and acting, for example, you're gonna grow. That that
Absolutely.
that small space is you're gonna jump right by there because you have somebody challenge you. You're hungry
Mhm.
for it. That passion, that competition, whatever you want to call it, is gonna enlighten that flame within you, and you're gonna go. But you
It's so
need to be around that.
exactly. They say like you are like the five people that you surround yourself the most. And my big message tonight is like, I couldn't surround myself with people from Hollywood or anything like that because I lived in a small town in Pennsylvania, but I could through social media. So
Hmm.
I did, and it made the world of a difference.
Hmm.
So, like, as long as you have a little Wi-Fi and some
Yeah, yeah.
kind of computer,
But
something.
but not just that, because you're a mom with four boys. You have to be that. You have to be that woman. You got to show. You got to be that symbol that if you can do it, they can do it, and there's no excuses.
True. That's true. Well, thank you so much. Yeah, I really, hope that my life inspires my kids to believe that they can do things,
Mhm.
that they can live
And
their
it's
dream.
hard. It's hard being a parent because they're you tell them 20 million times, right? They don't want to
Yeah,
listen. They have to wait for somebody else to tell them the same thing you're telling them so they can get it.
that's true. That's very true. Yeah, being a parent is a whole another thing. Like, it's the hardest thing. I mean,
Yeah.
like these are all cliche things that people say, but now that you grow, yes, you experience them, it's so true. Like being a parent is the hardest thing. Like nobody tells you exactly what your kid's gonna be like or need, and you're gonna feel like a failure many times too as a parent, and you're just gonna wish that you knew better, but then you grow and you do better. It's
Hmm.
like,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, it's very rewarding though to have kids. I'm so glad I have them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my experience as a parent, I've noticed that you'll go a lot further having a vision for your children.
Hmm.
That shit that they say is like, oh, I don't want to go to college. No, have a vision for them, embed that in their mind,
Hmm.
because you're essentially setting them to have hunger for something.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
and that's what's missing. But
Yeah.
that's what's missing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like kind of setting the bar high for them and shows them that you believe in them, that you
Hmm.
think they can achieve it, that they can do
Hmm.
it. And just watching for their talents. Like, and everybody's different, but everybody has a talent. Everybody has something that they can not just be good at, but enjoy and
Hmm.
really that it's them, and looking out for that for them and like hopefully show steering them toward those opportunities
Yes.
is good.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I keep saying, especially you have to be, you got four boys, you got to be a strong woman. You got to be that strong woman you envision in the movies. Right now, you're practicing, so when you get there, everything is training for you right now, you know? So you got to
Yes.
keep going. And I take I don't know about you, but I take satisfying, like, I'm a big believer in, like, I love proving people wrong.
Yes.
That gets me pumping, you know? Like
Yeah.
it brings me life. So just keep doing it. Just keep doing it.
I mean, that's very true. I mean, I remember when I first said I'm gonna be an actress, I'm gonna act. One of my friends from back from Florida, where I'm from, was like, "Well, what talent do you have?" And I was like, "I have the talent to dream. I can dream. Like, it's
Yeah,
true.
yeah,
And I can think of something that I want to do that somebody would say that's not realistic. That's not possible." And it's just so fun to go out and do it. Like,
yeah.
and right now, one of my dreams is to become a sailor. Okay, sailor, captain, and I'm not giving up on it. Okay, I'm not giving up on it. I've been saying this for 10 years, but I put my energy into my kids and then I put my energy into acting. But it is not unrealistic for me
Hmm.
to learn to become a sailor. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen in the next few years. Somehow, some way. I'm gonna
Hey,
do
listen, from your mouth to God's ears, anything can happen. Anything
it.
can happen. You know, it's
Yeah.
and sometimes we're stuck in this predicament, and we're like, we have to become the trendsetter. We have to become that person. Like for me, it was like I grew up in a place where nobody's ever told me, I believe in you, you can do it. Or
Okay.
somebody like you, they're like, What's your talent?" Questioning, because they never had somebody that's been next to them that actually could do it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And in some way or form, one has to take pride in that, and you start lighting it up and keep doing it and show them and be a show off.
It's incredible to me. I gave myself 10 years before I thought I would ever see myself on the big screen. And I was like, I am ready to wait for 10 years because I'm going to be doing other things during that time that I enjoy. So if the movie comes out on on YouTube, that's still enjoyable for me. If it comes out, if I show up every day on Facebook and exercise in front of everyone to motivate
Oh,
people, that's
I seen
enjoyable.
that. That's dope. I like that. That's dope.
And
I wish
so,
I had one of those bouncy things.
oh yeah, it's so much fun and it's so good for you. But then what happens is that like before you know it, you plugged away, you plugged away, you plugged away, and sometimes life throws you this huge surprise. And like this is a big surprise for me, like to be on the big screen
Yeah.
at this point in my journey. I'm just like so happy. I'm so grateful to the universe, to God, and to they. So yeah.
That's the thing. Your story's not done yet. That's the thing. People get misconstrued that you think because you start getting older and opportunities start to fade away. It's like, no, it's all up to you.
Mm-hmm.
It's all up to you. You're not
Absolutely.
done yet. You still have more to go, and just keep
It's
doing
in
what you're doing.
mm-hmm. It's in your hands. It's in your hands. And like I like to think this, no one's coming to save you.
Mm,
That means
preach.
it's in your hands. You can do it. I mean, you can do something about it. And I'm not gonna say that I did this by myself. No, I have support, like the support of like, I mean, I want to say the honest truth. At the beginning, no one supported me. That's the honest truth. And a lot of actors and people will tell you that they don't feel supported by their family because people think you're crazy. And
Huh.
that's what you were saying. Like it's so nice. It's so sweet. Like it's just such a great feeling to be like, hey, want to come to my premiere at Regal?
Listen, but it's true. It's true. Listen, when I first started this, I reached out to I lost count how many people. They all said no. Now
Mm-hmm.
I could tell you at least 10 that I already have on the show that reached out on
Mm-hmm.
themselves, like, and you have to be crazy. I tell everybody you have to be obsessed with it. You have to,
You do.
because it's like obsession beats talent and hard work any day.
Mm-hmm.
Any day. You have to consume it in a way that you're just doing it. You're just doing
Yeah.
it. You just walk in a room, give me the line, boom. I did it. I only take two takes. The third one, that's on you, that's not me. And keep it moving. A lot of people
Mm-hmm.
are don't see that because they never had that. They're
Mm-hmm.
busy. Like we're so united, but we're also so disconnected. We all have the same mind in a sense, but nobody is willing to go further. And the fact is that things are hard, and we get stuck conforming to these easy tasks or the things we get used to, and never coming out of a comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't, then how would you know?
Mm-hmm. Completely agree with you. I mean, honestly, like this is just a quick story, but like after the pandemic, because of COVID, I couldn't barely walk. Like my legs became extremely painful to walk, and I had to move out of an apartment that I lived in because there was 3 flights of stairs, and I couldn't do them anymore. And the doctors couldn't really figure out what was wrong. I couldn't figure out what was wrong. And then I, for 3 years was trying to figure out what's wrong with my legs, that they hurt so bad. I can't even bend them to like get on my knees or anything like that. And then I went to like South America to a health clinic, and they massaged my body, and it helped a lot with the pain. So they were the ones who said, "Hey, we think that it's lymphatic fluid buildup. Like your lymphatic fluid is
Hmm.
really just accumulated and it's causing pain." Well, and then here I go again with the social media. TikTok hears me talking about this, right? Because TikTok hears everything, and they start sending me ads for like lymphatic drainage, and it points to the trampoline. There's a famous lady talking about it, and many people talk about how when you jump it moves your lymphatic system. So I started jumping in January. I gave this to myself as a birthday present, and I have no leg pain now. Like I can go up and down the stairs, the mountains, anything. And that's why I can be a sailor again. I can dream about being a sailor. Like it's just amazing. Like I don't know, you can't give up. You got to keep fighting. You got to do the hard things.
Yes, yes.
Mm, and like jumping on that trampoline for me is everything. Like it's my ticket. It's my ticket to being a sailor. It's my ticket to being on sets where I might have to jump over something or do something, because I know what it felt like to hardly be able to do it. So, but you
Yes,
just can't give up. You
yes.
just can't give up.
I've loved watching either on whichever platform I'm using. I love to watch people work out, right? And the ones that say, "Why do you work out?" and they say suffering. It is a joke, but essentially that's what you're doing. But
Hmm.
only through pain and suffering and discomfort you will
Hmm.
grow. You
Hmm.
will, and that's the only way.
Mm, absolutely. Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. I'm on day 8 of the one hardest routine that I've encountered up until now, because I want to beat it. I want it to become easy. And
Yes.
it's not easy yet. I can't make it to the whole end of the 16 minutes yet, but I'm jumping 12 minutes, whereas 5 months ago I could jump 3. Like you just got to do it every day. Just show up for
Yeah.
yourself.
Yes. Yes. Time will tell. I started running. I want to say a month ago. I'm going to make a month running, jogging.
Nice.
And it's difficult for me because I have no ACL on one knee.
Hmm.
It gets swollen, but my job is to build muscle around it. I was told that I build muscle around it, I'll be okay. Because I don't want to go the surgery route. I can't afford being out for 9 months and recuperating. And plus I'll go
Hmm.
crazy. But that's besides the
Yeah.
point, right? But the more I've done it, you know, the less swollen it gets, and the more my knee becomes stronger. So
Love.
time, essentially time will always tell. You have to
Mhm.
give things time.
You do. You really do. I love that though. I love that you're doing that. And that takes courage, because I'm sure it's painful when it
Oh
hurts,
yes.
but yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it is. Like sometimes it's the opposite. It's the thing you think is gonna hurt is actually the thing that's gonna heal you. It's the thing that's gonna help you.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
it's weird how that happens.
Yeah. And I go back, I tore my knee in a jiu-jitsu tournament. I love jiu-jitsu, right?
Oh,
And
nice.
it was my first tournament ever. And as a white belt, you're not supposed to attack the leg. And this guy had me in like a sort of a leg thing that I became paralyzed because like in my head, I'm like, you're not supposed to touch the leg. You're not supposed to touch the leg. Either way, I tore it, but I finished the match with pain and everything because I refuse to, and that's the way I live my life. I refuse to be stuck in this box. Like, first of all, like one day we're all gonna end up in a fucking box,
True.
right? So, you got to live a life and where you can't be limited. It doesn't matter what age you are. It doesn't matter what you go through in life. Only the one thing is certain, right? Is that time will tell, but you got to do it.
You should not have to live life with regrets. That's one thing. Don't live wondering what if. Live live wondering live remembering what you did and like, well, that worked out or it didn't, but I did it. I know what
Yes,
I
yes,
did it. Not wondering if I had done it. But along with that though, this is like because you're Mr. Dream Inspired Obtain, okay? Like this story is this is cool. So my kids have been playing volleyball for like 8 years, and I was
oh
going to their
man,
game, watching them, and one of them became captain, and they all got good. And I was like, but I like sports and I like to play, but here I am a little bit bigger than I want to be and with painful legs. How do I play volleyball? Well, since I started jumping, no, actually, it was before I started jumping in October. In October, I was like, that's it. I'm not going to wait anymore. And I look up leagues around the city and I found a league and I went and my legs still hurt. And when I got there, I said to them, look, guys, I can't run, but I can hit. I can hit. So if it's coming my way, and they were all in like their 20s and 30s, and I'm older than that. Okay. So I was scared like so much, like I'm going to ruin this game. It's going to be horrible for them. But no, I was in the league for like 6 months, not 6 months, 6 weeks. Do you know that one night I was VIP because with my serves, I brought the game up from 10, like we were down 10.
get it?
I pressed up to
Yeah,
12 with my serves. I don't know, it was just luck. But like that got me like thinking, why did I limit myself for so long and not try? Like I could have been out here playing volleyball a
yes,
long time ago,
yes,
And now I'm on
yes,
my third league. My legs don't hurt anymore because of jumping. So now I can really run around the court. I mean, it's like we limit ourselves with our own thoughts.
yeah. I agree. First of all, I'm proud of you. You even try that because a lot of people wouldn't even. They stay stuck in that limbo of fear. I'm proud of you that you said basically, fuck it, I'm gonna do this, and you did it, which is the most important part.
It's so good. Like, please, people, get out there and do it. Do it.
Yes,
Whatever you're scared of, just try it. Just go try it. It's gonna be way
yes.
less bad than you thought.
Let's go. Um, before we go, I want one last question before we go. I want to ask you, for those watching and listening to the show, um, I want you to give them one reason why they should go watch of Grief. Like I know, I've been preaching this, I've been sharing it on social media, but it's time for the cast to speak up and let them know what it is.
Well, I think that watching this film is gonna touch you so deep that it's gonna change you. Like it's gonna change the way you think about life in some shape, way, or form. Because it's a very deep film with a very meaningful message. I think it's just you shouldn't miss it. You will be changed. You will be touched by watching this film.
I totally agree, 100%. I totally agree, 100%. Please tell the people where they can find you at.
So you guys can find me on Dream with Princess Zuli on Instagram and Zuli Elizabeth. Paula's Rosenau on Facebook. For now, you can find me like that. There'll be more. There's gonna be things happening. So
And
my
and And films you're in, tell them so they could go check them out as well.
Oh yeah, please check out Room Service by James Williams. It was amazing. The Couple Next Door, Cita at Ciegas, Before the Breakup, and X by Zay Rodriguez, Junito Studios. Please check out all these films, follow and like, because we really appreciate that. That really helps us all to grow and to keep making the movies. So
There
come
you
check
have
us.
it. Boom. Make sure to go check out Bonds of Grief coming out May 25th. Make sure to go follow me on Instagram, Mr. Inspired. Go follow me on Facebook. All the episodes have been uploaded to Facebook at Diomar King Diaz. Go to my YouTube channel. Go to DIOTALK TV, like and subscribe. The more you subscribe, the more you get to support all these amazing actresses like Zuli and entrepreneurs and directors and filmmakers. Yeah, guys, I'm out. Have a good night.